Hey there, patrons. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to go over how to play a basic blues progression in A on our ukuleles. Now I'm using a low G, but you don't have to use a low G, although for some of this it kind of helps a little bit. We're going to be using our A chord, our D chord, our E7, and that's it. Now we also sometimes will use a D7, I should say. But that kind of plays in with D. And there's another variation I'll throw you at the end as well, so stick around for that. So here we go. Our basic progression is like this. We're just going to be playing 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, 1 of E7, 1 of D7, 1 of A, and we're going to end on an E7. It's going to sound like this, just in a basic form, once time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, back to A, and E7, D7, and A, E7. All right, now keep repeating that phrase over and over, just 3, 4, 2, 2. Here's our D, and now notice that my hand is just sort of doing this up and down stroke, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. But I've got kind of a skip in it, like a little bit of a horse lope, right? It's not, what I'm doing is emphasizing beats 2 and 4. It's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. And D. E7 and D7, A, E7. Perfect. Now, if we want to get into a little bit fancier playing, a shuffle, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to take that A chord that we're playing, we're going to use our ring finger, and we're going to put it on the 2nd fret of our E string. So it's going to be making this little triangle under the A. We're covering 2nd fret on the G, 1st fret on the C, and we'll be adding on to the 2nd fret of the E. And we're going to do that alternating on beats 2 and 4. So we remember we had this strum going on like this. It's going to sound like this now with. So try that together now. Just on the A, we'll do the shuffles around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and D. Back to our A, and don't forget to do that shuffle on through and 4 there. And E7, and D7, and A. E7. I threw a turnaround in there. We're going to go over that. Don't worry. Now, we've got that for the A. You just want to practice that over and over again. Once we've got our D chord going on here, we've got our bar D. Now, I am not worried about whether or not my A string makes noise. I'm concerned about these 3 strings. This is why a low G helps, because that's going to give a specific sound. But if you don't have a low G, this still works. It's just going to sound different than what I'm presenting. So we want to use our ring finger now, and we're going to cover the 4th fret. 2 frets up is what I meant to say. 2 frets up from our chord. And we're going to do that on beats 2 and 4, so it sounds like this. Now I want you to notice that that's dead. I'm not, even if I'm strumming straight down, you're not hearing that A string at all. You don't need to make a full A chord. D chord, where you're hearing, because we're really concerned with just those 3 strings. So now let's put that together, A and D together, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, Here's that D chord. Back to A. And E7. And D7. And A. E7. Do it again. A. Third bar of A. Fourth bar of A. Here comes the D. And A. And E7. And D. And A. E7. All right. So now we've got our two main shuffle chords. We're not going to be doing anything with the E7 other than playing the E7. So let's look at a couple of other fancy things we can do. First off is when we're playing an A chord, for variation, we can also take our G7 shape. So make your G7 shape here, which would be your second fret on the C, your first fret on the E, and your second fret on the A. You're going to slide that up 2 frets so that you're covering with your ring finger there, your middle finger, pardon me, the 4th fret on the C. Your index finger is the 3rd fret on the E, and your ring finger's on the 4th fret of the A. That is an A7 chord. So what you can do for some variation and fun is you get your pattern going on here. Now here we go for the last bar. Just a nice little 7 chord right there. And all I'm doing with this hand is I'm plucking with my thumb, and then I'm coming back with this. That's a little extra for you. You can throw that in, a little bit of variation. Same with using a D7 chord instead of a full D. So you can bring in a little extra, what do you call it? Pizzazz. A little extra pizzazz with that D7 chord thrown on there. And the last thing is the turnaround. The turnaround is really deceptively simple on the ukulele in A. So we've got our A chord. All you're going to do is you're going to put your index finger here, your ring finger, pardon me. I can't talk about my fingers. The 3rd finger, your ring finger, you're going to put it on the 3rd fret of the E string. And you're going to go 3rd fret, pluck twice with your thumb. With your middle finger down to the 2nd fret. Your index finger to the 1st fret. And there you end up open. Now, one way you can do it, and the way I played it when you saw me do it, is I literally used my thumb to mute here, and I just used my ring finger, my right hand, coming back across the strings. And that just gave me control over that low G, so I didn't end up with it. So I had this a little cleaner sounding, just a little. Altogether, that sounds like this, starting from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's that A7 bit, and D, and A, and E7, and D7, and here's that turnaround, A. Yeah, no, baby, don't you want to go? I said, hey, don't you want to go back to that same old place? That's my sweet, sweet home, Chicago. And that's the basic blues progression in A on your soprano ukulele or concert ukulele with a low G, as I'm playing today. Anyway, practice, have a good time, and we'll see you next week.